What's going on, everybody? It's Darian. So today is me back from a lot of stuff that happened to me recently. My last video talked about career changes, my new puppy, which is right here, by the way. So this is Petra. If you haven't seen her the first time, she is now 2.5 months old, almost 3 months old, this coming up on the 12th. And she has definitely gotten bigger since the last time I put her on camera. And I'm going to go ahead and put her back right now. We're still crate training, and talk to you about what this video is all about. Alright guys, thanks for coming back. So today's video is going to be about the Naval Air Crew Rescue or Air Rescue Pipeline and all that other stuff. I've been getting a lot of questions on that specifically. That's why I'm wearing this hat. I wear it anyway. But these wings right here, that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about specifically in this video. My iPad broke, my last iPad broke, which is where I do all my video edits. I have shot plenty of videos in the last few weeks. Haven't uploaded a single one because I couldn't. Then I was stressed out. I pulled my back.
A vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
I'm on all kinds of medication. I'm dying, right? So either way, that's what it is. So once again, thanks for watching the video. And let's get started. So I've had a few comments. I don't know who said every single thing. I'm not going to try and look for every comment from every person.
Nope.
But initially, I feel bad because I told people I was going to do something and I ended up not doing it.
Nope.
Mainly for the simple fact that I was busy going into hospitals, diagnoses, getting diagnosed with different things like that from the military. So either way, here's what I wanted to say. Where is it? Okay, so one of them right now, I got this last night actually, was how hard is air school or air rescue school? There's 2 R's in air because it's air rescue. So specifically, I think I mentioned, what did I mention in the comments? I said not too hard, not a breeze either. I said the overall pipeline is hard though. I do mean that, but I'm gonna back up now and then talk about the street to fleet, because I got asked this question as well. Can you tell me the pipeline from, first duty station all the way back from boot camp, or boot camp to first duty station? So let's just start there. Boot camp, Great Lakes, Illinois, just outside of Chicago, and that's where you're gonna do your boot camp at. You may be in an 800 division. That is a division that was specifically for anybody in any type of special operations units, SEAL, SWIC, EOD, diver, air rescue. They were all in one division in boot camp. They still learned basic sailorization, which everybody does, but it was obviously promoted more towards fitness and working out and things like that. I think my dog's knocking on the door. Either way, that's what that is. So you hopefully have that at your disposal. If not, you're just going to go through the basic boot camp like I did. Nothing wrong with it. From there, you're going to fly down to Pensacola, Florida. That's where you're going to start air crew school. Some people have done it backwards, and it made no sense to me. You'll start air crew school. You may be on hold for a few weeks or a few months, just waiting to class up. You're going to learn mainly water survival. You don't fly at all at air crew school.
Nope.
Contrary to what a lot of people think, that you get some flight time. The only flight time that you ever would have gotten was so long ago. I actually shut down a station SAR unit there that would give you some sort of flight time. Never logged flight time, but you would actually get hoisted by the helicopter and stuff like that during water survival training, and they considered that flying because you got hoisted into a helicopter or something like that. Either way, it's all water survival, essentially, is what aircrew school is. And flight physiology, how flight affects your body. Then after that, you're going to slide down the street, same command, different department. So aircrew school is its own department. Then you're going to move down to aviation rescue swimmer school, and that is another department. That is a 5-week curriculum. However, you will be there a lot longer than 5 weeks. And that's what I mean by that school is not hard. And everyone thinks that our school is so weak because it's 5 weeks. And it's like, no. This portion of it is 5 weeks. You still have to go through aircrew school and then, swim a mile in gear and boots and helmets, drown proofing. Then you go through SAR school. And that is where you learn to do maritime search and rescue only. You do not learn combat search and rescue there. You do not learn mountainous search and rescue there, overland search and rescue. You may briefly talk about it, but very, very little. It is 99% maritime search and rescue. Primarily also for people who fall off the ship, whether they get blown off, jump off, or people who eject from aircraft. So that is the main reason that we did that, or that school. From there, you will stay in Pensacola, Florida. You will move to another side of the base. That is where you get your advanced schooling, or your A school. That is where you will be an AWS or an AWR. If you're an R, you are going to learn how to hunt submarines using acoustic and non-acoustic sensors. If you are an AWS, you will learn more of just general flight, basic flight, how everything works. From there, you will pick your coast. You cannot pick Romeo or Sierra there. You will already have gone through the Romeo or Sierra. You pick that at SAR school. Now that is based on fleet availability. Unless you have it contracted, you will go to SAR school, and then at the end of your class graduation, honor man or the top guy in the class will be able to pick their rating, which is RRS. From there, you will go through A school. A school, you will pick your coast. So once you leave Pensacola, if you want to stay East Coast, you will go through Naval Station Norfolk for AWS, or you will go through Naval Air Station Mayport for AWR. That is where you pick your coast. You will go to San Diego for both of them if you pick the West Coast. Once you get there, that is now called your FRS, or your Fleet Replacement Squadron. Once you get to your Fleet Replacement Squadron, you will learn how to actually operate that aircraft. So the goal of any FRS, even though it's at a very, very small level, is to show pilots and aircrew, or to teach pilots and aircrewmen how to tactically employ the MH-60R or the MH-60S. That is the Romeo or the Sierra. From there, once you graduate there, you will pick your squadron or your fleet squadron. Once you graduate that FRS, East or West Coast, this is where it comes down to platform, and not just platform as far as Romeo and Sierra, but actual community. So you can pick a CAG squadron or a carrier-based squadron. You will deploy on carriers and do more of that work. Or you can pick expeditionary, which is where you have small detachments. You will be on a smaller ship, a supply ship, a destroyer, something like that. And while we still do the same mission, we do it under a different readiness posture. So people who are stationed on a carrier are primarily doing search and rescue, starboard D is what we like to call it, and you are going to be doing that. If you are an expeditionary unit, you will support a Marine expeditionary unit, or you will support a smaller part of the strike group or battle group, and things like that. So that's how you actually get from the street to the fleet. So hopefully that answers your question as far as the pipeline goes. It shouldn't be that long. Now, getting into air rescue school in the first place. It is not easy.
Nope.
But it is not hard. I don't think any school is just so hard that it's impossible to get through, or else nobody would make it. I will say this, for me personally, this is my quick story. Aircrew school was harder for me than it was search and rescue school. My reasoning behind it, like I stated, I was not in an 800 or special operations division. I was in a normal boot camp division. I worked out with females, men, old, young, didn't matter. And we didn't PT very much at all, except for the minimum times we had to PT in boot camp. So because of that, aircrew school was more of a slap in the face physically than aircrew to SAR school. So the transition from boot camp to aircrew school was much wider for me physically than aircrew to SAR. It still sucked, but if anything, my body and my mind state was conditioned for that type of PT. So SAR school, you will run a lot, you will swim a lot. That should be pretty obvious. You will do a lot of calisthenics, push-ups, pull-ups, lunges, squats, a lot of them actually. But as far as like what makes it hard is it's not the physical part, it's the mental part. Your body can physically do what we're asking it to do. It's can you fight through the mental barrier of understanding that. So you think about it, I was an instructor at that school, and I'm sitting there, qualified instructor, qualified air rescue crewman, qualified lifeguard, all these years experience, and I have students freaking out right in front of me in a clear pool, a warm pool, a controlled environment, and they can't clear a mask. If I drop their mask on the bottom of the pool 12 feet, tell them to grab their mask, clear it, come back up, and they freak out under the water, you're going to freak out in the fleet. You're going to freak out in all other areas as well. So we're not just saying, oh, you can't clear a mask underwater, you have nothing to do with this job. it's a bigger picture than that, because if you're freaking out in a controlled environment, you will definitely freak out in an uncontrolled environment. And we know, as the instructors there, that the rescue swimmer designation is just a very, very small part of the job. Think of it as any other job, right? So like, I'm in the Navy. I understand Navy guys a lot more than other branches, of course. And a lot of people understand the team guys, the SEALs, what they do. They are all SEALs. All of them are. But they're not all jump masters. They're not all cast masters. They're not all breachers. They're not all snipers. And I think that's kind of what it is. We go through aircrew school. We are all rescue swimmers as well. But we have other things that we do within that job also. It's just a qual that we have. Your job is naval air crewman. That is your rating. That is your job. Your job is to fly in naval aircraft. If there's a rescue that comes up, and we call it a SAR, or search and rescue of opportunity, that is when you actually do that. It is not a daily thing that we're doing. However, we do train weekly and quarterly on doing that job. So I will say, if you haven't been working out, start working out. For the guy who said, do I have any tips or anything to do? Yes. Don't try and hold your breath. Don't just start doing stupid shit like that. I would say start swimming in general. Get comfortable in the water. Do things that are uncomfortable in the water to be comfortable in the water. I want to get you comfortable being uncomfortable. And I can't do that. Only you can do that. Your ankles may hurt a lot. I know a lot of people who tore their ankles up, myself included, utilizing fins. If you've never swam with fins, you'll probably be swimming with a jet fin or a rocket fin. So if you snorkel a lot or you're a diver, that's probably going to help you out understanding the concept of utilizing fins. A mask, a wraparound type mask, not goggles, even though goggles still help, but a no-lie wraparound mask that even covers your nose as well. Let's see, what else? Putting a snorkel in your mouth and being able to breathe with a snorkel. A lot of people try and, focus like that when they swim forward. A lot of times we swim with our head down, and we're just doing this, and you're following the black lines on the pool lanes when you're doing laps, things like that. And then, just like I said, normal PT. Stay hydrated in that class. Stay hydrated through all of that. There's not much else to say. I don't think I can psych anybody enough into or out of a job. Just like any job that's going to be physically demanding, just prepare for it. Yeah, I've been in pretty good shape for my entire career, 22 years almost, where I could still do that entire SAR fitness test. And we do that as well. So just understand that. Unlike other special operations dudes, we don't have like you go through a selection process and you're done. We have to, and they do as well, but not to the same degree. We have to constantly maintain a lot of this stuff because we are the only ones tied to Nav Air or Naval Air. So the rest of them are all ground guys. The rest of them are all, if you want to, they're not conventional military, but they're all surface Navy. All of them are considered surface. We're the only aviation group in the special operations community. So we have other things that we have to do on intervals because we have to maintain flight status. So like there are little things like that that are going to be the difference. I think the guy who asked me a question last night, here's my question to you. I didn't respond fully in the actual thing, but you said you wanted to go be a SEAL. So let me see if I could pull that up, which makes no sense to me. Good that you want to do it. I have no heartburn over any of that. I just don't understand why you would do this job in order to be a SEAL. So he said, okay, thank you. I'm going to air school after boot camp, or air rescue school after boot camp. I just hope I make it. He didn't put that. I just hope I make it through because I eventually want to cross rate to SEAL.
What?
That is where I instantly was like, why? If you want to be a team guy, then go out and be a team guy. Like, don't get distracted with any other portion of the military. If you can help it, just go do that. Most of the people I know who are on the teams went straight for that and they made it and they enjoy it. Some don't, surprisingly. But that's how I see that. If you want to go be a SEAL, then just go be a SEAL. There's no point to go through air rescue school first and then think that'll help you in your chances to be a SEAL. It may physically help because you have to maintain a certain level of fitness in the community. That's not hard. But here's where you might mess up. Currently, right now, if you join any special operations, special program, special whatever, the Navy is going to want to get their money back from you. So if they give you a contract and they give you a bonus for that contract, you cannot even cross-rate for at least 2 years once you get to your fleet command. So at the beginning of this video, I stated how you go from the street to the fleet. That can take anywhere from 18 months to 24 months. And then once you get there, the Navy is going to get their 2 years after they've trained you up. Now they want their 2 years. So you would have been in the military at least 4 years before you can even cross-rate to try to go to BUDS. I will also tell you, we will not send anybody that if you're at the bottom of the barrel in our community, we're not going to send you to another special program because you're going to make us look bad. You'll make yourself look bad first, but then you'll make us look bad. So I wouldn't do that if I were you, but it's your career, your choice. Good luck on whatever you do. But just understand that if you want to go be an air rescue guy, don't go to BUDS first and then try to go do air rescue later. Just go to air rescue. Any program, if you want to go EOD, just go straight there. So that's where I don't understand that, but hey, to each his own. If you want to do everything, right? If you want to be a SEAL, sniper, Harvard, engineer, astronaut, like that one dude, Johnny Kim or Johnny something, then hey, hats off to you. So yeah, that's the video for the day. Quick video. Well, it's not quick. It's probably 16 minutes or something. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment. Put your comments down in the comment section if you can help me out. Like I said, I'm retired now. For all of you guys who are watching, who are currently in the program, just finished a program, please feel free to add or help out. And yeah, let me know. Thanks, and I'm out. Peace.